Hi, this is Freya with your next singing tip. Well, since I've been sick recently with a cold, I thought this would be an awesome time to share some tips and tricks for when you have a cold and you do have to sing. What can you do? Because let's face it, sometimes you just can't get out of it. Or what can you do so you get over the cold quicker? And I'm talking about a cold that really gets on your voice. So to find out more, please stay tuned. Professional singer, I just always have to sing. And there are times when I do have a performance coming up, and of course, as Murphy's Law would have it, just the day before the performance, I will get a cold. This will happen in your life, and it's just part of life. But a lot of times I can't just cancel because, first of all, usually there is no substitute for me, because there's no one who does exactly what I do. And second of all, I wouldn't make any money. When you're self-employed, it's just you don't show up, you don't make any money. Plus, I want to be very reliable and always show up. Now the thing is, whenever you do show up and sing, never announce, well, I'm sick and that's why I can't sing that well today. Well, nobody's interested. Nobody wants to know that you may not do it perfectly. Everybody just wants to know that you are giving your best. Don't ever go on stage and announce, well, I'm really sick, that's why I suck today. Don't do that. Nobody's interested. So what do you do when you wake up and you find yourself having a cold and you really notice that your voice is also suffering? Now, first of all, let me clarify this. I'm not a doctor, and you have to be careful of what you do with your voice. When in doubt, please do go and see your doctor. I'm just talking about cases where you have a common cold that gets on your voice a little bit. Now the funny thing is, whenever I have just a common cold, I notice that singing doesn't really make it worse. Singing actually makes it better. Like in the past week, when I've been sick, I have been teaching just like I have all the time. I've been teaching every day for hours, and so how can you teach voice without trying to sing? I mean, I tried, but you just can't. You always demonstrate something. Also, I had a few gigs during that time right now. So I noticed that it's just not getting worse. Actually, the speaking part is what is a lot more difficult. Speaking makes my voice tired, and speaking makes it dry, or it's just irritated. So here's the first tip. Speak as little as possible. The speaking really puts a lot of strain on your vocal cords. And whenever you have a cold, your vocal cords are just a little bit inflamed, and there's mucus on them, there's phlegm on them, and they just don't vibrate as easily. So what you should do is really minimize your speaking, or if possible, don't speak when it's not necessary. Tip number 2, and this is so important, rest as much as you can. Even on a performance day, give yourself little islands of rest. Sleep an extra hour, or take a nap, or just lay down and close your eyes and let your body rest. It really can do wonders. Don't be stressed, and let's face it, stress a lot of times comes from the inside and from your psyche. So don't stress yourself. Try to be relaxed and try to give yourself as much rest as possible. Pamper yourself. Treat yourself to something. A nice hot bath, for example, which I will talk about again later. Tip number 3, and this is really important. As every day, you should, of course, drink a lot. Now, when choosing a drink, of course, water is always the best choice because water is neutral. Now, what you should absolutely not do whenever you have an irritated throat, and especially when you have a cold, don't drink any juices that are acidy. Don't drink orange juice or apple juice or anything that has a lot of acid. Also, don't eat anything with a lot of vinegar in it, like a salad with a vinaigrette. This will really irritate your throat, and it's really not good for the healing process. Now, the most awesome thing to drink throughout the day, just sip. is sage tea. Sage tea will really help decrease the inflammation. It soothes the throat. The warmth of the tea is really good, and for me it always feels so good when the warm tea runs down your throat. Don't drink it too hot, just drink it to where it feels very comfortable. It should be a little above body temperature, very comfortable. It shouldn't hurt when it runs down your throat. But a nice warm tea with honey. Now, honey is the best thing, even for a cough. It really helps calm down the cough and the irritation. So sage tea with honey is awesome. Now you may want to be careful. You can't drink like tons of sage tea because it will make you sick to your stomach at one point if you drink like 20 cups a day. But you can drink about 3 or 4 cups throughout the day. But the most important thing is just keep on sipping the warm tea, and it's really good for your throat. Also, if you can't drink a lot of sage tea, you can take some herbal drops, like there's sage essential oil, and you can put it in some water and gargle it. That's really good. And that also really helps your throat back here, to heal, to help the inflammation. Now there's a product here in Germany, which I don't think you can get it over in the States or anywhere else other than in Europe. It's called Salvia Thymol, and it's just a concentrate of a bunch of herbal oils, and you put it in some water, just a few drops, and then you gargle it, and it's really awesome. You can gargle that throughout the day, and you could really tell it helps your throat a lot, and it makes the cough reside, it makes the irritation much better. Now, one product that I have found that you can also get in the States is Sprout's Voice Remedy. I will link it up below, and the reviews say that it's really great and it's helped people. And it's also just some herbal essences that you can gargle with. I'm always one for natural things, just help your body help itself. And when you have a common cold, let's face it, the best thing you could do is just rest and wait, and it will go away. But as I said, sometimes you will have to sing. And these are kind of just like some SOS things. If you do these, you may get through the concert, and it'll be fine. The next tip is throat lozenges. Now, this you have to be really careful about. It's really good to have some throat lozenges and just to kind of have them in your mouth throughout the day and just keep the mucus flowing and just help your throat just, be coated by something that soothes the inflammation. However, don't use any lozenges that contain menthol. Menthol dries out your vocal cords and your throat, which, in the long run, it's really not a good thing because it makes it even worse. You will have to cough even more. Short term, it clears up your nose and your sinuses, but it really actually dries out. So just don't do it. I've mentioned it before. One really great product, which you can unfortunately only get in Europe, is Jellery Voice. It's the most awesome stuff that I have found as a singer. There's tons of lozenges out there that claim to be for singers, and they're really good for people that use their voices a lot. But the Jellery Voice has been the best that I have found so far. Now, I did a little bit of research, and although I have not used it myself, I read some reviews, and they say that Vocal Zone is really great for your voice, and you may want to try that. That's also you could take that. Those are some lozenges, some pastilles, and they're supposed to be really helpful for people that use their voices a lot, like singers. The next tip is take a hot bath. Don't take it too hot, but just take it nice and warm to where your body temperature goes up. It will also help, the blood circulation, even in your throat and around your vocal cords. Also, if you put some eucalyptus into the bath water, it's really good. It helps clear up your sinuses, and the most important thing is you pamper yourself and you feel better. You don't feel so achy, and you just feel more relaxed. It relaxes your muscles, which I will get back to later. Now, whenever you have your performance This will really help you. You may think your voice is really shot, but don't underestimate the power of adrenaline. The adrenaline can do wonders. Now, the adrenaline, whenever it rushes through your body, it makes your body be on alert, which increases your circulation, your heart rate, and your voice will also work better. And you will actually forget that you're sick. Don't suggest to yourself, oh, I'm so sick, I can't possibly do anything and I'm terrible today. Don't do that. Just try to enjoy it anyway and try to do your best, concentrate. And the adrenaline will really do a lot for your voice. I can't tell you how many times I've had a performance to where I thought, oh my goodness, my throat, my voice is going to be totally shot afterwards because before I'm already shot. But you know what? It actually got better. I wasn't worse afterwards. I was actually better. The adrenaline will really do a lot. So take advantage of that. Now the next thing is sing only what's necessary. Now even on a performance day, don't do a bunch of rehearsals before. Don't do it. If you haven't rehearsed enough, then that's really terrible. You should do your work ahead of time. Don't do a bunch of rehearsals before and don't do a really long warm-up. Just do what's really, really necessary. Save it for when it's really important. And finally, and this is very, very important, sing intelligently. Now, when you're sick and you don't feel good, a lot of times you tend to throw your technique out the window. It's just kind of like, I don't feel good, and I'm all, and you don't support, you don't breathe right, you breathe shallow, and there goes your technique, which will actually make your voice hoarse because you have terrible technique. Don't do that. Especially when you're sick, you should pay extra attention to your technique. Pay extra attention to your breathing, to your support, to your phonation, to your resonating space. Help your vocal cords do less work. The vocal cords need to minimize the work, and the rest of your body needs to increase its work because it won't be worn out. Your ab muscles are fine. Also, if you have a choice, don't sing the most demanding songs that night or that day. If you have a choice, pick some stuff that'll make it a little easier. Also, one thing that I say all the time to my students is, even when a song is like a power song and it's really loud, it's never loud from the beginning to the end 100% of the time. There's always time to relax your voice. Use those times to relax your voice. It's so important. And when you do have those high, sustained, belted notes, you can absolutely hit them without hurting your voice by really supporting and having a good technique. Now let me tell you this story. A few years back, I had a really, really bad cold that really got on my voice. And I had 3 big performances coming up that week, including an appointment at a big radio station with a big orchestra, and we were going to make a recording for a CD. So I could absolutely not cancel that because there's like 50 people orchestra and all the technicians. But I was really afraid that I would hurt my voice if I had 3 big concerts that be coming up, plus a recording. How could I sing on a recording if I thought my voice was shot? But what I did is I went to my doctor, to my specialist, to my, ear, nose, throat specialist, and he took a look at my throat and he said, yes, there's an inflammation, it's a cold and there is some inflammation in the throat. But he also told me, you'll make it, that's okay. Don't you worry, you won't damage something that quickly, your voice won't get damaged. It would take years of abuse to really damage your voice. Now, of course, that's except for when you have a, a larynx inflammation. That's really dangerous. So, like I said, when in doubt, go see your doctor. But anyway, he went and, he told me, I assure you, you'll be totally fine. Just gargle, drink your sage tea, don't speak, shut up as much as you can, and then do only what's necessary and you'll be just fine. And you know what? I was just fine. I felt terrible before because my voice was just shot and I could hardly speak. But I told everybody, I am not talking today. Don't talk to me. I will only sing. Otherwise, I won't be able to sing. And it worked just fine and my voice wasn't damaged or anything like that. So this was a lot of stuff today, a lot of tips, and just remember, take care of your voice. It's really important to take care of your voice. You only have one voice. So it's your decision how much or how little you do, and take care of your voice. It's so important. I'm only saying that a lot of times it's not as bad as we think it is, or sometimes we just have to rough it out in life in general. These were just some tips that will help you make it a little bit better and to get through this cold season. Hope you don't really get anything. I just got over one, but it's getting much better. Hope you have a wonderful day, and don't forget I'm also on Periscope if you want to follow me there. You can ask me live questions, which I would love to answer. I talk a little bit less about technical things on Periscope, but we kind of have a chit chat and I just talk about some thoughts I have about singing and life as a singer. So I would love to see you there and interact and talk to you all. Have a wonderful day, and don't forget, always keep a song in your heart and always keep on singing. Bye.